Hello there and welcome back to another video, and today I will be speed building and reviewing LEGO set number 71247 Harry Potter Team Pack from LEGO Dimensions. Now this set has 119 pieces and that comes with 2 minifigures, and it is here. So today I'm going to build this and wrap it up into a very quick speed build. Here is the completed build. Build time today was about 9 minutes, and let's just jump straight into it. So here is Voldemort, and he has these plain black legs, and then his torso has some green lines for some creases, and that adds some nice contrast instead of just using white. And then he's holding this white stick which is to represent a wand, and there are actually some more creases around the back, even though that would normally be covered by the cape. And then he does have a head with a very evil looking expression there. Of course there's no alternate expression. And then he's standing on one of these dimensions tags, and this one has a nice snake wrapped around it. So that's a really nice minifigure. Here is Harry Potter, and he also has these plain black legs down at the bottom, but then his torso has some nice metallic printing for the gold, and you can also see it has his shirt, his tie, the Gryffindor badge, and it also has some creases. Around the back there's a continuation of the metallic print and the creases, and then of course he's holding a brown stick to represent a wand, and then his face, he has quite a subtle smile. I think it represents Daniel Radcliffe quite well, and this one does actually have an alternate expression, which again really captures his angry look. And then he also has this long hair that's curved up at the side, and then he's stood on this space plate with the Gryffindor logo and the scar, because of course Harry has the scar, and that's a really nice Harry minifigure. This is the Soaring steam plane. Now as you can see, it doesn't really look much like the plane, and the version they use in the game looks nothing like this, but it's got this propeller on the front which you can spin, and then it's got this nice shaping, and then the wings don't really stick out much, which for me is what makes it not look like a plane, because it's just using these stuck on the side. There's an area back here for your minifigures, or for your characters to sit on. Minifigures don't fit when they're sitting. And then at the back it has some lights, so maybe these are brake lights, although I'm not really sure in what situation you'd use them. I'll just take off the tag for a minute. It has the wheels stuck down here so it doesn't roll, but it does have a slider, and then it's on this orange tag, and that just goes there. This is the Monstrous Mouth, and I think this is much better than the Soaring steam plane, because I'll just take the tag off again. You might think it won't be able to roll, but you can actually roll it around quite well. And then of course you can also open the mouth further and close it all the way. And then its eyes are these red translucent studs on the wheels, which give it like eyebrows, which is quite cool. Of course the other wheels are wheels on it. It has this white bar at the back, and then up here there's some clear elements, although I think that was mostly because they just had to fit them on somewhere. All in all, I do think these are both really nice builds. Maybe not so much the Soaring steam plane, but I do think they're quite nice builds. On to speed build number 2. Here is the completed build. Build time today was about 9 minutes, and let's just jump straight into it. Now, I've already talked about the minifigures in this video, so I'm just going to skip past that and go straight to this. So this is the Steam Warrior, and as you can see it looks quite cool. I'll just take it off the stand. It can roll along, but it is very heavy towards the back, so quite a lot of the time it will tip backwards. But that's not a problem, since of course most of the time it would be on the stand. It does have some nice arms which can be moved backwards and forwards, although that's the furthest forwards they can be. And then this at the front could be some sort of satellite, or it could be a steering wheel or some sort of control. And then around the back there's like some lights and maybe a tail. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this is, but I do know that I think it looks really cool and I like it. This is the Piranha Sub. Now, I do think this does look quite cool, and I like how it was put together, with these two sides being separate, and then they're put together to bring the middle together. And you can also see it does have 2 red eyes, and that's quite cool. Again, it has these teeth. And then the tyres and wheels are actually used at the back as like thrusters, and then at the side as maybe downward thrusters. So because of that, of course, it's not going to roll, unless you mean like that. They did actually add a few leftover pieces to the stand, just to make it a bit taller, but I think that was mainly because they couldn't fit them onto the main build. All in all, I do think these are once again both great builds. I think this is much better than the Soaring steam plane, but with the Piranha Sub I think I prefer the Monstrous Mouth. Of course the minifigures didn't change, so on to speed build number 3. Here is the final completed build, and I've already talked about the minifigures, so let's just jump straight to the vehicles. So if you can't tell, this is the Hogwarts Express, and it does actually look quite a lot like it. I'll just take the base off. Now unfortunately the wheels don't roll much, because there's a bumper on the ground, so they're sometimes lifted up, but most of the time they roll well. And then there's this nice rounded shape along the whole thing, apart from the driver's cab, of course. And then there's the steam chute and the whistle. And then there's some windows as well. And then the actual driver's compartment. Of course, it's too small to fit a minifigure inside. But there's still a driver's compartment. And that's good. And this looks really nice. But my favourite vehicle in this set, and my favourite vehicle in the whole game, is this. Now this is the Enchanted Flying Ford Anglia, and it's a really nice build. It does have these quite big moulded pieces for the front and back, but there is still quite a lot of building that goes on with it. And it rolls well, it's really stable. It has the shape of it, with the angled front and back windows, brake lights, headlights. I just really like this. It's really fun to just drive around, and it's a really sturdy, solid build. All in all, I think this is a great set. Now, these are definitely my favourite two builds in the set, but I think that's the case for most, if not all, of the Dimension sets that I own. But especially these, because they do look quite a lot like the actual movie things, the actual movie vehicles. And they're also such a small scale as well. Like especially this Hogwarts Express, it looks really good. And I said about how much I like this Ford Anglia. And then the minifigures are really nice as well. With the nice printing, and the bases as well are really nice. And also there's no spare pieces, but that's because it's not a 3-in-1 set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.